J-Mike,
Jolter.
Unisport, Uncut, episode.
Oh my god, we said it at the same time. 49.
49.
49.
Today,
Torille.
exactly. We're talking about how to choose your boots. Should you choose them depending on your position? We're going to discuss the whole thing. We've got 10 minutes on the clock. Here we go.
Okay, 10 minutes on the clock.
10 minutes on the clock.
As usual. Now, J-Mike.
Yes.
Some people might be thinking, we've heard you guys talk about this before.
And they have.
We have
Yes.
talked about this before,
Yes.
but you know, this is one of the questions that we keep getting over and over and over again.
I'm a striker. What boot should I choose? I'm a defender. Which boot is the best for me? Listen, guys. This is probably the biggest misconception in the entire world of football boots. You shouldn't, I repeat, you shouldn't choose your football boots depending on which position you play on the pitch. It might be a pretty good guideline, but you shouldn't, let your position dictate what you should wear on the pitch.
Okay, then let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Why do people have this kind of an idea in their head then?
Because of the brands. Because the brands got this brilliant idea, and to be fair, it was a good idea that, hey, okay, we need to position our boots a little bit better, because Nike might have thought, okay, we're selling too many Mercurials. Everyone wants Mercurials. We need to get people into other stuff. I don't know if that's what they thought, but that might have been the thing. So, okay, how can we position so we make sure that everyone really needs to know I'm a midfielder. I need to get a Maestri. CTR 360, what a boot. They made it for the creative midfielder. We've heard that tune before. But it's I think they wanted to make it really clear to people that, okay, I'm this, I should buy that. So when Nike had that really clear strategy of defining, you have to wear this if you're playing this position, you kind of created this discourse where you said, it's just what you gotta go and wear. So it was just you had no choice.
Okay, then let me put it like this.
Okay.
Why are then Ronaldo, Neymar, these people, why are they wearing those boots that their position should wear?
See, Neymar is a funny thing because Neymar is like a guy who initially started wearing the Mercurial. He wore the Vapor 4s and Vapor 5s, and then he was pushed into Hypervenom, which was, back then, it was a bit of a different boot. He was pushed into the Hypervenom, but then ultimately after the Hypervenom 2 came out, he decided he didn't really like it, but he had to wear it because he was being pushed into a boot that Nike wanted to, match with his position and his profile. So basically, Neymar at the time was wearing, because he wasn't really wearing, he was wearing a Vapor 10 disguised as a Hypervenom 2. If you want to check out that thing, what on earth happened with that, we've made a Neymar boot history video that you can see by clicking the eye on your screen. But anyway, he was forced to wear something that he didn't want to wear because of his position and his profile and all that stuff. So instead, he went back to wearing Mercurial because that's what he basically wanted.
But imagine this. Imagine if Neymar, because obviously he wasn't feeling the Hypervenom 2.
No.
But imagine that instead of jumping into the Vapor, he took the Opus and he tells these Nike big bosses, listen guys, I want to play with the best Nike boot out there, the Opus.
Then he would have gone into the Vapor.
But imagine, if that kind of a situation came, or even, let's say Ronaldo, let's say that one day he's like, guys, cool and all, thanks for the money, thanks for the millions, I'm not feeling the Superfly anymore, let me jump into the Tiempo. Obviously it's never gonna happen because the brands are paying these guys so much money, so I'm pretty sure they will take whatever.
And he will get exactly what he asks for.
Of course.
Ronaldo,
but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean. If one day Ramos
Yes.
comes and says, guys, cool, thanks for the years, thanks for the love, but I wanna get myself some Superflies.
I think they will be very reluctant. I don't think the brands will go in and say no, unless it's the big guns. Of course, Ronaldo is never, ever gonna wear the Opus because that would ruin everything. But I think they're okay with don't get me wrong, their lesser stars. They have their prime stars and then they have the lesser ones. But you're right. And the thing is that you shouldn't let your position dictate you. Back in the days when the CTRs came out, we had the whole Nike thing where CTRs were for midfielders, Tempos were for defenders, Mercurials for wingers, and the T90s for attackers, strikers, if you will.
But in the good old days, the Copa Mundial was for everybody.
Exactly. And boots these days are for everybody.
Nowadays, the Copa Mundial is for the guys who are on the bench. That's also a stereotype, by the way. If you laughed, you're probably on the bench wearing the Copa Mundial.
The Copa Mundials are for people who haven't discovered these yet. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. But anyways, today we kind of still have this actually, Jolter, because the Hypervenom is being positioned as a striker's boot. But I like the Hypervenom. I'm a winger. Does that mean I can? No. If I like the Hypervenom, I'm gonna play in the Hypervenom. Oh. We still have the the Magista being positioned as a boot for midfield. It's still happening. We have for Adidas kind of doing the same thing, Nemesis, but they're more talking not by position, but more like the agile player, the speedy guy who wants to create chaos. We have the creative player and so on. I mean, you can be creative, you can play in defense or on the wing. I think this is more a bit like, it's a bit more, should we say, right in terms of actually telling people what the boots have been made for, or which kind of asset they've made it with in mind, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. So like instead of saying that, okay, the ACE is for the central defensive midfielder who runs round about 12 kilometers in a match, they say that, look, this is for the guy who wants no distractions.
Yes.
For the guy who wants, so played with conical studs for the
and
optimal
boost.
Rotation
and
boost.
And boost.
No laces.
But no one cares. Anyways, no laces. But that's the thing. And that I feel is a bit more, it's a bit of a better help to guide people into what they actually should get. Because Jolter, the secret to all of this is to get whatever you want. The first thing you need to think about...
Unless you're Ronaldo.
Unless you're Ronaldo, because then they're going to build exactly what you want. But no, what you need to get first and foremost is a boot that fits you well. And you might be a striker, but if you think that the Magista is the boot that fits you well, you should buy the Magista. If you think that it is the clutch fit as a striker, you should buy the clutch fit, etc., etc. So get the fit. That's like alpha omega. Then you can look into, okay, what do you actually like on a football boot? Do I like leather? Do I like synthetic? Do I like them to be light?
Do I like the swag?
That's another thing. But what kind of material do you like? If you want leather, you want a little bit of extra love for the fit. You can go for the Tempos. You can go for so many boots. You can even go for one of the best boots on the market in the Mercurial 2 made in Japan. But it's all up to you and what you want. So that's the key. Look for what you want in a football boot, not for what the brands are telling you should wear. Because it's your life and it's your feet and it's like, no.
Okay, but the funny thing is, okay, we mentioned the Copa Mundials and back in the days.
Yes.
But nowadays, when you're watching TV, or even, I would argue that even if you play in your local league, I don't know which age group or which level, I'm pretty sure that when you look at a football match, you can kind of see it happening. Yes. That's my guess.
Yes. But the thing, and it is happening,
why? Then why?
Because
is this happening?
it's, let's look at things here. Okay, so what are wingers typically looking for? Wingers would, generalizing a bit here, wingers would typically be fast players, or players who like to dribble or have a bit of pace. Okay, so what are players who usually dribble a lot looking for? They're usually looking for a boot where you get like a tight fit so you can really feel the ball. They're also looking for a boot where you feel locked in and where you actually feel it's responsive so you don't feel too sloppy when you have to accelerate, go past your defender. And in that sense, the Mercurial is a good choice for wingers, because it gives you those exact things. But you might be a winger who say, Koke, he sometimes plays on the wing. He plays in the ACE. Why? Because he's probably not looking for speed because he's not that fast. And he probably has a bit more, he wants that clean striking surface that you get on the ACE. And it could be so many other things.
Do you know what I would love to do one day? This
What?
is completely off topic. I would love to go at a random football shop and go in and say, I'm a striker and I need a new pair of football boots. What should I get? And hear what the guys are gonna try and sell me.
Probably a
And
hyper
how?
vendor. Yeah. I don't know.
Funny experiment. And there goes the time. What a tune.
I know.
But do
That's
you
how we
feel
roll.
me?
I
Would
feel
be a
you.
fun experiment.
And the funny thing is that, you know, it's being pushed by the brands, and I get it. And I think that if you're completely in the dark, you don't know what to choose. It's a useful little tool. You can say, okay, I'm a midfielder. I'm probably looking for something along these lines. But if you just have an ounce of a clue of what you're looking for, you should definitely get. You should be looking for you know, boots that gives you what you need instead of just depending on what position you play.
Yeah.
That's like the most important thing. Wow, my English has given up today. I'm terribly, utterly sorry. Winger, ting, turning into a Jamaican man. Anyways, I would be a terrible Jamaican, by the way. We're getting terribly off topic here, Jolton, but just, you know, so if I told you, you used to be a midfielder, but you wore midfielders' boots, right? You wore them.
I kind of did, man. And I went off the rails one time in my life when I bought the Mercurial Vapor 2s. I think I bought them because of Thierry Henry.
Yeah.
I wore them in one game and I haven't seen them since. Like, they are probably still in the trash can.
So in some ways, it works. In other ways, you shouldn't. But
It had nothing to do with the position because I wasn't a striker, right?
but still,
But the boots were just cool. I bought them because they were cool and it was the worst thing I've ever done in my life.
But dude, I'm a winger. My two favorite boots on the market is the Mercurial Vapor 11 and the X17 Plus Pure Speed, which are made for, you guessed it, wingers. So to some extent, it's happening. It works, but you know, be skeptical, be critical. Don't just buy it. You know, do your research, as we've said many times. Ask us, ask Unisport on the chat. Ask the experts, because that's what we're here for, basically. But Jolter, any last remarks on this?
Last remarks, man. You know, get what you want and rock what you want.
Yeah.
And take what you want.
And seriously, listen to us. No, you should not buy your boots depending on your position. Good.
Imagine, okay, I have one last brain candy for some of you guys out there. Imagine that, let's say you're a striker. You're 12, 14 years old. Then you get a new manager and he says, you know what, you scored 20 goals last season, but I see you as a centre back if you want to be a pro. Then what you gonna do? Like, you rocking your Superflies, are you gonna buy a new pair of boots because you switch?
No.
But that's the brain candy. Think about it before you go to sleep tonight.
Yes.
And
With that said,
come back and leave a comment.
With that said, leave us a comment on what you think about the whole subject. Do you buy your boots depending on your position? Let us know in the comment section right down below. Also, go check out our other cool Uncut videos where we give you a lot of tips by clicking down here. Make sure you subscribe by clicking the green bubble up here over our heads. Leave us a thumbs up if you had a good time. If you hated what we did, then just leave now. And spread the word by sharing this video with your friends who always go and buy their boots depending on their position. And with that said, Jolter, we out of here, man.
We out of here.
Cheerio.